Hey, everybody, and welcome to This Is Difficult, the podcast. It's our 10,000th episode, 154 years and counting, everyone. Thanks for watching.
4 years.
Welcome to the video gaming podcast with the most beautiful men there
We've defeated death.
We've defeated
multiple
death
times.
and transcended time.
Clearly, you're just Dark Souls characters.
Right. We're here to talk about video game and video game related such things and some silliness as well. I am your co-host, Lord Yeshua. It's Josh in the flesh, Shua, and it's Paul's channel here. This is Ryugami-san right over there. Hey, dog goes wild, and it's another letdown. It's Zach. What up? Everybody's in the house, and pass it off to Paul to get this ball rolling.
Right on. Well, guys, we took a week off for the Super Bowl.
No, you can't say that.
Oh yeah, we can't say that for the game, big game. Is that what we're allowed to say?
Yes,
Whatever.
Allowed to say.
Sports. We took a week off for sports.
I swear
I cared into that. Like, I guess
I cared.
The any monetized channel is like we can be copyright struck by the NFL. It's not very likely.
Yeah.
But
Are we monetized?
We are monetized. Yes.
Technically, yes.
So, yes.
Do we make any money? No.
No. But, yeah, exactly.
But technically, we're monetized.
Yeah.
That's funny.
We are technically monetized.
That's why I tried to interrupt you. I hope it worked.
Yeah. So anyway, we took a week off. We're back. I hope everyone's doing well. Tell me about your lives. What games you've been playing? What major or minor or fun things has been going on in your life?
I'm just gonna talk about the gaming.
Gaming's fine. Gaming's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, life. What is it anyway? But gaming. So me and Colin found a gem this week. Actually, we got hold of the Ocarina of Time HD 4K mod, and this is
the 3DS one.
No, the PC
really?
one. The PC one, yeah.
Oh.
I'll drop. It's Colin. Are you out there? I'll drop it in the fucking thing if I have to.
Do it in Discord. Not
do it in the Discord later.
Yeah.
It's an open mod. Colin took him like 10 minutes to download it. It's a little big of a file, but this is breathtaking. It's definitely not complete. You have
the 3DS one's amazing. Is this the one that's built in Unreal?
It's in Unreal.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
Absolutely silly as well, because there's a lot of things that are like changed. There's like a morph ball in it. There's the Blue Falcon is Epona instead. Like you can and the music plays. That's really cool. Quirky. So you can't get into like Castletown or Kakariko, but it's the Hyrule Field, Kokiri, and then like some of the Deku and the fight with Goma, and it's absolutely fucking gorgeous. And anyone who's a fan of Zelda at all and has ever even thought about Ocarina of Time, damn, you need to play this. Paul, especially, I feel like because of your lack of faith in the old graphics of Ocarina of Time. Yes, you. I'm not saying it's better than the 3DS one necessarily. Yeah. I think it's all of us. It's worth playing. It's like like some of these things, like some of the bad guys and some of the scenes, I was like, this is perfect. Yeah. Like as good as Breath of the Wild is to an extent, this holds up and it's still like perfect in my mind.
Cool.
So like I don't know how this guy fucking did it. It's free, so download it. I'll drop the link in our Discord.
There's a grand total of 2 games that I want to see it remastered on Unreal. That's one of them. The other one is Star Wars Dark Forces.
Ooh, that'd be interesting.
Great choice.
For me, it's probably just Ocarina of Time.
See, I would want Dark Forces redone, but third person.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, Gears engine.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
God, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
What is it? I think that is Unreal Engine, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Unreal.
Yeah, I think it is. So
yeah. That would be cool.
Yeah, so that's like the most amazing thing. It was literally like breathtaking at certain moments. Like as you enter Hyrule Field, like the sun like peels away the darkness on the field, and you see like the blades of grass and like the trees and like Lon in the background, and it's absolutely flawless.
Yeah,
anyway,
I've seen little clips here and there.
It's definitely not finished anyway, and there's lots of silly fourth wall breaks with the character text and stuff, and like the character movements aren't 100%, and some puppet work isn't 100%, but like if a company grabbed hold of this guy's base work, they could make Nintendo could like be like, I don't know how they haven't seen this yet, and this is
I'm sure
obviously
they
what
have.
people want.
The
This is what people
Nintendo
want.
ninjas are everywhere.
Like Nintendo, come on, we want this bad. The only
guys.
Yeah, the other thing I played this week, let's see. I played a lot of Smash Bros with my buddy. We do a lot of 2v. This is actually hilarious. 2v2 online. We have like an 82% win rate out of like
Nice.
1,600 games. It's really good. Our nicknames are Poop and Pee, and we're always Brown and Yellow Bowser. And I love Bowser is my best. Not necessarily his, but like he switches it up. But I'm always Brown Bowser, and so. The joke is we like poop and pee on them. We're very good too. So
yeah, very mature too.
only 18% of people ever beat us. So.
Well,
That's
it used to be like 90.
laughing at you.
Yeah, hopefully.
Laughing at your name. So they lose.
Well, now with the new one, you only see the name afterwards. So you used to be able to taunt people in the last one. Literally,
that's almost worse though. Afterwards,
well, dude, you used to be able to switch the name like you could switch it at will and be like, "Fuck you," like you suck, like shit, trash, like blah, blah, like fast like that. Like we wouldn't do horrible ones, but we would definitely like taunt people and they would do it to us, and it was just like fun. Sure. Or we'd be like, "Good games, damn bro, add me," stuff like that, you know.
Sure.
They definitely stopped that because of people being like, "You suck dick, you're gay," and stuff like that. And I'm like, "Stop."
Yeah, don't say that. We don't condone these.
We don't condone these. That's just what they were
just
said.
said.
So these are things that were said to me. So these are not things I said.
This is a quote. Context matters. Okay.
Context does matter. But Smash Bros is awesome. And let's see what else. I also played a lot of Magic, which is like, damn, I love that shit. Best game. Magic. New Kamigawa. Zach, you must have seen. Oh,
yeah,
baby.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's not selling better. It looks gorgeous.
It looks good. Well, because there's 80 different types of like arts and types of cards now, so the card value goes super down. So like, you know,
Samurai,
a little bit of it together. So yeah, it's really cool. Like it's an old Spirit Samurai inspired set brought into like the Neon Age. If that makes sense. It's called Kamigawa Neon Dynasty. There's literally an anime theme song named to this set.
Yeah, there is.
It's actually like, even if you're not into Magic, you would appreciate like the art hardcore.
Yes. I actually do like Magic. I think I've told my Magic story on the podcast before.
I think it's the best game, like as far as like fun with your friends. Like,
but you know, at this point, I don't think I could ever get back into it. But I don't hate Magic.
I got back in when I was like 27.
Yeah.
I just like really like it now.
Sure. I'm just saying, like at this time in my life, I don't really have the time or money to invest in Magic. You know,
that's the thing. If you get in early, the cards go way up in value. So I'm like an early Commander player and like Modern player, and a lot of my cards I couldn't buy now because of how expensive they are. I like can't believe it. Like my $10 cards are like $200 fucking. I'm like, what? Because like it becomes a staple. Like, who knew I could think well and choose the correct cards back in the day? But it's a really cool game. But that's all I did.
It's a great game. I just like, as we've said on the podcast many, many times, cooperative makes games so much cooler.
I agree. Co-op is better.
That extends to the card game tabletop.
Two-headed.
Yes, two-headed.
Two-headed giant is really fucking fun. I've actually done a two-headed giant tournament before, and I've drafted the set that was like Battle Bond, which was like a two-headed giant theme set, assist set.
It's so good.
It is really fun, but I will agree that Magic is mostly you kill each other game. It's a 2v2.
Sure.
Two-headed giant. So like one body, one heart, basically.
I get it.
Yeah. Okay.
We my buddy and I had actually for several blocks undefeated team in two-headed giant. We called ourselves the Mardudes because we almost always drafted Mardu.
Oh, Mardu's some shit. Yeah, you got to.
That's black, white, red, Paul.
Yeah, everyone knows, Paul.
It's aggro.
Aggro. Yeah.
But yeah, cooperative is the best way to play. That's why my favorite card game is Arkham Horror, the card game, which is cooperative. Josh, I would love to play that with you at some point.
Speaking of
that'd be sick.
Cooperative card games, my brother makes them.
Yes, I have played that. In fact,
it's actually how I know Zach.
He remembers, and how I know all of you, actually, technically. So it's strange. When I lived with Colin in 2013 into 14, he was like, let's go hang out with my friends. we're gonna go to like this warehouse or some shit. And I was like, oh, okay. And it was Adam, and I cannot remember the other guy's name.
Chris.
I want to say Kyle. Chris. Okay, there you go. Yeah, just because I haven't spoken to him in so long. But it was awesome. He showed us the fucking warehouse and everything in 2013.
The warehouse is cool.
We played Sentinels before it was like really finished. Like, and it was fucking been to the new sick. We literally played the like beta for Sentinels. And I was like, what? So every time I go to a mall where there's a toy store, I like to check to see if there's
anytime I'm at a game store, I look and see if
I do that, Adam. If you hear
stuff.
me right now, I actually do this. Like in the last since we met in 2013. Damn, that was 9 years ago.
Yeah, dude. I've been demoing that game since it freaking came out. Hold on.
I have the original. I think it's in this room. Yeah, I got it right here. Check it out.
What am I looking at?
That is the original Sentinels of the Multiverse.
Oh,
I have been told many times to burn it.
Yeah, Adam's told me to burn it too many times.
Oh my god, it's gonna be worth $2 million someday.
God damn it.
That's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I ran into my mic.
I thought it was super fun. I thought it was a really fun game. Oh yeah, I think is that the one I played? No, I feel like
this came out like last month.
Oh no way then. Yeah.
The one you've played.
That's the remaster or whatever.
Behind the curtain, and it's too heavy for me to lift.
Oh yeah, I remember some things were like on paper. I thought it was like definitely.
Well, yeah. Originally, you had to do your damage counting on paper. They didn't come with damage counters.
Yeah,
so they definitely
revised enjoying
that.
Like the different classes and shit. What essentially classes basically.
Yeah, the archetypes.
Yeah, archetypes. Yeah, I like that kind of thing. A hero game, like literally made form. So that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, neat.
But yeah, Zach, what about you, man? Do you play any games? Do you have a good couple weeks?
Paul, I'm doing the review today, so you should go next.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll talk. I have played almost nothing but Pokemon still because that game's just so fun.
What are your hours,
man?
What are my hours?
Now
I
I
can check
can't
right now.
because now it's absolutely too close to. Also, my money dwindling, so right now I need to get Elden
Someone
Ring.
buy this man a copy of Pokemon.
Actually, if you buy me a copy of Pokemon, I'll kiss you on any part you want. But
82 hours. I'm at 82 hours.
82 hours? I need it. I kind of want it now, just for the sole fact that it's that much content.
So I'm done with the main game.
I'm gonna put 400 hours into Elden Ring.
Yeah, I'm super done with the main game, and the end game. At this point, I'm just going around, collecting data on all the Pokemon so I can get the shiny charm because I want to go shiny hunting. So
which absolutely makes no sense to me, but okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Like shiny Pokemon are exciting to me. I don't know why.
Dopamine, the hoe.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly. But what else? I did play some. Yeah, it's fun. I did play some Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Kaiichi 20.
That game, I want to like it, but
damn it, sucks.
It doesn't suck, but it isn't
play.
good. You know, like it's way too episodic. Yeah,
there you go.
They're
nice.
like they really like. And if they spent half the time on all the cinematics that they've put into this game on just making it feel like an RPG, it'd be fucking amazing. The battle system's really great, and when you are kind of like free roaming in the world map, it feels fine. It's not the best, but like it's there's some decent RPG elements. There's some just weird choices though. It's almost like Sonic the Hedgehog mixed with Dragon Ball Z. It's like, why am I
absurd.
collecting these stupid shiny things? Anyway, shiny things. But yeah, I mean, the battle system's good though. That I will say that is fun. Anytime I'm battling, I'm having fun. Though the regular enemies in the world that are not like bosses, or like scripted battles kind of thing, are so underpowered that it's like strange. Like it just doesn't feel, I don't know, like
that's the point.
Any kind of challenge. Yeah. Well,
you're killing humans basically.
No, you're not. But like
ones.
It just could be I don't know. There's so many things you could do to that game to make it amazing, and it just blows my mind that number one, they haven't done that, and number two, that this game's as big as it is, because like there's no way this game's not selling with all the DLC that they've pumped into it. You know? So like who's buying this game is my question.
I feel like it's meant to be either open world or strictly fighting. Like it doesn't make as much sense to like force the episode.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very strange, but
open world sounds
I do
cool.
plan on I genuinely do plan on playing the translated version of Legend of the Super Saiyan sometime this year, just to show everyone how you make a good Dragon Ball Z RPG, because it can be done, you know. So anyway, that's it from me. So nice. Zach, take it away, my guy.
Well, being that we took 2 weeks off, I just played a bunch of games, a whole bunch of different stuff. So on my streams, kept going with Spider-Man Remastered DLC and Gears Tactics. I keep saying it, but like we're closing in on the end of Gears Tactics. It's so close we can taste it. The plot is just very clearly ramping up to some big boss fight, and then it's game over. We love our team though, so it's like I kind of hope there's some end game content. Who knows? I continued playing Deltarune a little bit.
Oh yeah, I still honestly put it down in
I put it down after
part 2.
Yeah, and I was like, this is great, but I want to wait for the rest of the.
I think that's what it is. Like the compulsion to like finish it is hindered by the fact that you can't finish it. Like beating it means you're not beating it. You're at 2/3 of the way through. There's 5 chapters supposedly.
Right.
So that's sad. But they're all going to be free.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like reading a book when a book comes out, though.
Right. I guess. Yeah.
I don't know.
I read mostly nonfiction at this point. So
would you rather wait till the whole Harry Potter series comes out and read them all at once, or would you rather read them 1 year at a time?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, when they were coming out, we had no choice. Yeah.
But that's what we have no choice with Deltarune, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, no, we do have a choice with Deltarune because we know how many are coming out. We know they're coming out within a certain lifespan.
Okay, that's fair. Actually, it's not going to be like 20 years. It's going to be like 2 years.
It's also it's like watching a TV show now. Now that we've gotten so used to binging TV shows, there's like I know a lot of people that will wait till a TV show is a couple seasons in to even start it, so that they can.
I can't do that because of spoilers.
Yeah, same. However, I don't care about spoilers. I just like to see stuff.
I like to see stuff.
You know.
But that being said, I like when they drop whole seasons at a time. I think I prefer that because I'm the kind of guy who likes watching all the extended Lord of the Rings all the time. So like, I don't care. Shut the fuck up. My point is, I don't care if I have to watch 10 hours of TV over the span of like 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'd prefer that than just like one episode a week. It's like,
beside that, I played. Well, Adam and Chamali and I set out to play something on Game Pass, and Game Pass just absolutely explosive poops all over the bed.
Oh, what did it do?
Yeah, I heard Adam was having problems with it too.
Adam had problems with it. I don't remember what his problem was.
It's Chamali like crashing other games after he's played in it, and he has to restart.
Chamali had problems with the multiplayer lobby, and my computer got halfway through updating Microsoft Game Services and was just like, nah, I don't feel like installing this update. And there is no way to force it to continue. I had to manually go in and command line force it to remove the update and then reinstall it. It was an absolute nightmare. It took us like 4 hours to figure out. So as a result, we were like, okay, let's find something else to play. And Lost Ark had just dropped. So we all.
I hear that's really good.
It's pretty.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm not far into it enough to really make a call as to whether or not it's good. The tutorial's fine, and like the first couple of missions beyond that are fine. But I'm like, I don't. It's so close to Diablo or Marvel Heroes, rest in peace. That if I started playing it with any level of seriousness, I probably wouldn't stop. Whether it's good or not. So I'm like, I don't know that I'm going to continue with this. It's cool. It's very pretty. I like my character a lot. And I like what she does a lot. But if I continue, it's probably not safe.
Fair.
So instead, I started as I continued to poke Game Pass with a stick and make it work. I got back into Grim Fandango.
Hey, that's fun.
A great old game that I used to play in high school, and the remaster is glorious. It's so much fun. Manny Calavera is just as funny and goofy as he used to be. So cool there. And then of course, I also played a bunch of Pokemon Arceus. I've been like waking up early every morning to just get a couple minutes in, and staying up probably later than I ought to play it.
It's addictive. It
is. But like it does have definitive like, okay, this is a good place to stop moments.
Yeah, and you can also literally drop it at any point too. So like, whether you're in the middle of some kind of like story or whatever, or if you're just out perusing for Pokemon, like you still, there's nothing that says like, hey, if you drop this now, you're going to lose progress or whatever, anything like that. So it's a great game to just pick up and play, anytime, so. I like it.
It's super fun. I'm glad you guys you, Paul, convinced me to buy it.
I can't believe I haven't been convinced, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it's really surprising.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised.
I think it's because I'm a little tight right now.
Nintendo first party, yeah.
And I'm planning on Kirby, and I really want to play Elden Ring.
Well, I did buy Elden Ring. I was saying to Paul before we.
I don't know if my computer can handle it. I'm reading the specs right now.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know if I actually can.
No, it's bad.
I don't have 16 gigs of RAM.
I do.
12 gigs of RAM, I mean.
I have 16, but it's like I definitely can't stream it.
That is so sad.
I have my new graphics card and I've got a new power supply coming soon, but like I mean, we're talking summer at least before I can figure that out. And I've got to buy a new car.
Is anyone going to play this fucking game? Paul, probably.
Paul.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
getting on PS5. Why don't you just get on the PS5 then? Yeah.
I'm getting it on
honestly,
PS5.
If I had a PS5, I would probably get on the PS5. Because it's a disc or whatever.
Well, I got it. I got it for like $10 off or something like that.
One of you guys can borrow 16 of my RAM. I got another 16 to spare.
Really?
Do you really?
No. I've got 32, but I'm not taking RAM.
Can I have
no.
I just need like
I got 2 open slots. Like I could upgrade.
How do you check your RAM actually real quick? A learning lesson for our audience.
Right click on, I don't know.
On this PC and just open up like a file explorer, right click on this PC and go to properties.
Yeah.
This is learning lesson, guys. Oh my God, it says 16. I can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, check your graphics and everything else too, though.
I got
actually, the graphics requirement
i7 770 graphics is what is this requirement? And where do you see graphics?
You can probably. I'm sure you'll be able to play it on like lower.
I actually think I can because I think my graphics is a 1060 and it says 1030.
There you go.
Yeah, the graphics requirement.
Dude, oh my God.
It's the processor requirement that's concerning to me.
Oh my God.
I haven't upgraded my processor in a while.
Wait, you have an i5?
I might do.
What?
I don't know. What do I even have?
I have an i7.
Look at Marvel as we all check our processor power.
This is fun because I need to know if I can play this, and now I know I can spend money on it now, and I like that. I have the Green Man thing here. It's $50. If we can drop that in the Discord for everybody too. I think we did. $50.39 on greenmangaming.com. You can get the deluxe edition for $67.19, and that comes with some other bullshit that I'm not going to buy. If it was a physical edition, it came with the art book and shit. Physically, I might do that.
Yeah.
But I don't have a PS12, so it looks glorious. I just want the game. I don't need the extra shit.
I want to get that ring that it comes with.
Ooh, what comes with a ring, bro?
Yeah, if you pre-order from GameStop,
do that. Always pre-order from GameStop.
I did pre-order from GameStop. I'm just hoping I can get there early enough to get.
Oh my God, do you think I could just put $5 down and get the ring?
I doubt it.
Not.
Anyway.
No, Josh, I do have an i7. It's just an older i7. That's the concern. It's a
okay. You're
i7
good then. I don't think it's a concern.
It's a 4th gen.
That's the thing. Any i7 is like infinitely stronger than any i5. I think so.
Yeah,
the strongest i5. I would say. So I think
I'll look into it. It's probably fine.
It makes me really happy that we did this, guys, and we taught the audience something. Also, where's the review? Sure,
All
we
right.
all learn.
But yeah, we have a review to do, so let's maybe transition away from Elden Ring. For a
check
little
that
while.
stuff before
Yeah,
you
we
play
can do
your
that.
Elden
Yeah.
Ring, guys.
Let me switch over to the review screen for you. Where's the button? Shwink, 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 shwink. And here we go. Take it away. Blink, can you sound check us, by the way?
Yeah,
Check
I'll do some talking while
yeah, we now get a sound check 30 minutes in.
Wikipedia page, because I'm gonna need that too.
Good, we're good.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, it looks so good.
Yeah, so I played Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered for the PlayStation 5. It is developed by Sony Interactive Entertainment and Insomniac Games. It came out on November 12th of 2020. Was that a launch title with PS5 then?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
Must have been. If not, just very shortly thereafter.
No, that's launch was November 12th.
Wow, it looks amazing.
It's really, really pretty. I obviously played it on the PlayStation 5. That's the only way to play it. Well, I guess you can play it on PlayStation 4, but it's not the remastered version. What did I like about it? It feels really good.
It feels like a Spider-Man.
I said that with Batman. It doesn't necessarily feel exactly like Spider-Man. In fact, there are a lot of times in the stream where I would be like, I feel more like I'm Batman than I am like I feel like Spider-Man.
I've heard that about this game.
It's the swinging feels very similar, although it is very rhythmic. So when you pull the trigger to launch the next web, it's at a very logical time in your swing. So that feels correct. The feedback on the controller, again, that PS5 controller just absolutely kicks tail. And it doesn't take full advantage of the haptic feedback the way that, for example, Astro's Playroom even does.
Right. Astro's Playroom takes everything to the max, though.
Exactly. It's kind of an unfair barometer.
Mm-hmm.
The story is really good. There's a lot of really cool moments that speak to me as a comic book nerd. Even one of the quick time events as you're fighting Vulture is taken straight off of the Vulture's first appearance in comics.
Nice.
Like that,
That's cool.
the freeze frame when it's waiting for you to do the quick time event is literally the first appearance of Vulture.
That's a nice touch.
That's
honestly.
a really cool. Clearly, this was made by comic book fans.
Mm-hmm.
The voice acting is phenomenal. Yuri Lowenthal absolutely knocks it out of the park. He might be a better Peter Parker than Tom Holland. But I mean,
bold.
we've seen that before. We've seen that before, though. Think about Mark Hamill, absolutely a better Joker than
you're right.
Kevin Conroy.
But they don't look like a better. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Mark Hamill doesn't look like a better Joker.
Yeah, neither does Kevin Conroy. He does not look like Batman.
But with your eyes fucking closed, you're like, oh my god, Batman, get out of here.
Yeah.
I'll hard disagree on Kevin Conroy. He does look like Batman.
He could?
He's just old. He's just old. Yeah.
And he's old now.
Yeah.
He played Old Man Bruce Wayne in Batman.
70?
Okay, I'm for it. I
he was awesome. Yeah, he was really good. But no, Yuri Lowenthal does a really good job. Right. The other voice actors, the voice cast is terrific. The motion capture is really, really good. The graphics are phenomenal.
They look nuts.
There were some we would even pause the game at a couple of moments just to marvel at the detail that they put into it.
What's crazy is you're not even playing it at its full potential either, which
How
is
do you do that?
insane. Well, because he's not playing it on a 4K capture card or anything like that. So
you don't. So we just wouldn't see it. I see.
But in 1080, it still looks gorgeous.
I was about to say,
one of the more notable moments on the stream was the arrival of Silver Sable, and notably,
what the fuck is that?
She's a villain, sort of. She's an anti-hero, I guess, kind of.
Silver Surfer and her get it.
No, Silver Sable. She's like a spec ops type or
Sounds real.
Private security sort of thing, and generically Russian, I guess. Anyway, we noticed very clearly that she and Mary Jane Watson are designed with similar aesthetics because they're both supposed to be, strong, independent women characters.
Don't need no man.
Good, fine. That's great. Silver Sable has 2 piercings in each ear, fairly bog standard for characters these days.
Okay.
So does MJ, but she only wears one set of earrings. So there's just the piercing hole in her ear. And it's like, why did they do that other than just showing off?
Yeah.
Probably showing off, yeah.
It's absolutely showing off. And I was like, I can respect it. If you have these capabilities,
I was about to say,
show off, go for it.
If you can detail every aspect, then yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they made so many different costumes for everybody. Literally every scene. So, I mean, there's like 50 costumes or something like that for Spider-Man, and they added more for when No Way Home dropped. Every scene Mary Jane or Aunt May or Miles Morales are in, they have a different costume on, like completely different. And each one just looks fantastic.
Very cool.
So yeah, the graphics, the sound effects, the character animations, the portrayals of villains, absolutely phenomenal. What did I not like? If you do things in the order that I did, that is to say, as you get side quests and stuff like that, just tackling them immediately, there are certain bits in the plot where it's just like, go explore the city. And I'm like, great. This makes for awesome streaming content. I'm literally just swinging around the city because I ain't got anywhere to wait.
It's kind of aimless, you think?
It is a little aimless. There's a couple of like weird, tedious, like time waster things. The side quests don't really have any impact other than your completion percentage. So you're not, and I guess you can get costumes and experience and stuff, but it's like, even through doing the main plot, you're going to get all of the gadgets and all of the powers. So why am I bothering doing this other than like I'm a giant comics fan and I've got a couple of hours to kill?
Are they iconic at least? Like the
Not
things
really.
No,
They're even out of character in some ways. Like one of them, you're chasing down pigeons. Like this is stupid and boring. There are a couple that are really cool. Like there's a Taskmaster fight, and they do the same thing with Screwball in the DLC. The Taskmaster fight is really hard, and you feel accomplished having done it, but there's no resolution to it. It's just this hanging plot thread. And I like there is going to be a sequel to this coming, so I hope they dive into that a little bit. But what good was it me doing this now when clearly this is set up for something that isn't going to be out until next year?
Sure.
So yeah, there was a couple of just dumb, like, why are we doing this moments. Was the gameplay fun? Or sorry, I missed it. Was the story? Yes. The story was terrifically engaging. Every moment of the actual main story, I felt like I was being useful. There were some predictable moments, but that's comic books. You come to expect that. The gameplay, was it fun? Other than the grindy side stuff, yeah. The act of being Spider-Man, I haven't felt that good about a Spider-Man game since like Spider-Man 2 for the, what was it? GameCube, I think, when it came out.
Spider-Man 2, I think, was on PlayStation.
Or well,
that PlayStation.
The original PlayStation.
It was definitely out on GameCube because I didn't have a PlayStation.
I think it was originally on the PlayStation, but I could be wrong. Sure. Like the original PlayStation.
Could have got ported.
Yes, it was out on GameCube, and
no way. It was out on GameCube. I did not play any superhero or like realistic games on anything.
It was on, looks like GameCube, Game Boy Advance, and
neat.
Oh, okay. So PlayStation 2, GameCube, PlayStation, PSP. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, this felt really good. It did make me want to go back and play Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions again, which is a bit of a maligned game. But I just really liked the combat and the level design in that. It was level based, which this game was not. So I don't know, just different experience.
It's hard to decipher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, the art, the graphics are terrific. It basically looks like New York City in terms of visual aesthetics. I mean, obviously it's a video game, so it's not going to be perfect, but to look at it, you know, if you just sit on top of the Empire State Building and look out, you feel like you're in New York City.
That's sick.
So the art was really good. The music was awesome. I mean, you don't get the Marvel Cinematic Universe level quality, but it's like a step, maybe a step and a half down. It was beautiful music,
and you can stream it. That's nice.
And I could stream it. Yeah, I didn't have to mute it for the stream.
That's very.
We were a little worried
cool.
at first that we might have to. And I think the intro music, when it's just the music, I did get flagged for. So what I would do is just load the game and sit on the pause screen where it's just kind of like this quiet, ethereal stuff. And then once you get into the game and I'm talking over it and the characters are talking over it, it doesn't flag it at all.
Nice.
Very good.
So yeah, points up on Batman for that.
Yeah.
Same thing. Sound design was awesome. When you launch a web, or more specifically, when you use a suit power and launch a bunch of webs all at once, you know it. And you feel it. Yeah. How long did it take me? Oh, I mean, let's do the math here.
I hope you say 20.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and then off stream stuff. So probably about 30 hours, honestly.
Nice.
30 hours.
And that's so far. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I'm still playing it because I'm doing the DLC and I'm going to do the Miles Morales expansion. But yeah, it's very solid game. Lots of gameplay, lots to be done. And then there's stuff that I haven't done as well. You could try and do better on the Taskmaster challenges, get more reward points. But honestly, I can't be arsed. Just like I said, there's nothing going on there other than random like suit upgrade rewards that I don't care about and I'm never going to use. Was the game difficult? Not especially. There were a couple of fights that are just a pain in the butt because you either forget to use a specific technique or I start playing it like a Batman game and try and sneak around in ways that Batman would. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Spider-Man. Because I'm coming right off of the Batman Arkham games. I mean, literally one stream to another. There was a bit of an adjustment period because you try and play it exactly like Batman and it's just different enough to get you into trouble. Would I play a sequel? Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait for Spider-Man 2, and I haven't even finished Miles Morales yet, and I can't wait for Wolverine. Wolverine's going to be awesome also.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so
I might actually play Wolverine. I probably won't play Spider-Man, but I'll probably play Wolverine.
Yeah, Wolverine looks great.
Better for some
We haven't seen much of it yet, but like it's going to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be action-packed. I'm excited about it. It's the same team working on it, so I'm like, yeah,
cool.
No, it's great.
Like
so now we come down to the overall rating and impression.
Here we go.
So over the last 2 weeks? Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I actually broke down every review that any one of us has ever done, including Colin, including Mike. And we have a spreadsheet. Now we're not ready to go public with that yet. Shmali and I have to do some editing to make it more readable to our Discord people. Join our Discord. So we're working on that. But at least now we have a barometer, a consistent barometer that we can use to sort of gauge games. There it is. Discord's in the chat now. So I don't think this was as good as most of the Batman games. So
really?
The lowest, I enjoyed the Batman game.
This was Adam's game of the year. The same year that
it should be.
God of War came out.
Yeah, no, it should be.
Wow.
It's a fantastic game.
Sense.
It's really, really good. I just don't think it's as good as most of the Batman games.
Okay.
The lowest Batman game the lowest down the list that I have was Arkham Knight at a 7.0. It's definitely better than that, like miles ahead of that, because there's no stupid Batmobile segments. More specifically, there's no segments that are as stupid as the Batmobile segments. There was nothing that was just felt like bashing my head against a wall.
Yeah, that's good. More smooth.
So it's significantly better than that. The next one on my list,
Flank.
Next one on my list is Arkham Origins, which I had at an 8.7. Like that's a huge jump. Oh, that's a 1.7% jump. Or point.
Yeah,
jump.
That's a huge jump. Jesus.
And so the question is it better than that? Beyond that, Arkham Asylum I had it at a 9.2.
But again, different aspects can increase and decrease score, I think, in different ways. Like some aspect of Batman could be so egregious that it like reduces it, And
Right.
some like enough aspects could be average in Spider-Man to bring it up to like an 8. But
Exactly.
just an example.
So Arkham Origins suffered from having a different design team, different voice actors. Although it was functionally the same sort of game, there was, again, just enough to get you into trouble. And I think there was more of that. There was more of an adjustment period to Arkham Origins than there was from the Arkham games in general to Spider-Man. So I'm going to rate it higher than Arkham Origins, which puts it firmly into the 9.1 territory, which puts it right on level with Metroid Fusion for me.
Which is insane.
Yes.
That's
like I
good.
said, it's a good game. It's a very good game.
He says yes confidently.
Yeah.
You're mad. Maybe we'll knock up a few points up on make it a 9-3 Fusion.
No.
Damn it.
What was the score again? I missed it. I'm sorry.
9.1 was my final score.
Nice.
That also puts us, puts it on level with our average on Metroid Dread.
Nice.
It puts it a little bit
better
better
on
than
Dread. 9.8.
9.5.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
I might give it a higher score now, actually, for some reason.
Weird.
Yeah, I mean,
forget the bad parts.
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe
that
that's
happens for sure.
I'm not a God of War fan, so like I'm
not anymore. I'm sorry.
It's not for, and that's for lack of information. I've never played a God of War game, so I don't have that barometer to go off of.
Well, you're a proud owner of a PS5 now, my friend.
Know,
it's time to begin.
You should get Ragnarok. Yeah.
I would actually. We've never reviewed that game on the show.
We did. I thought we did.
We don't have a review of it. No,
we don't.
I think I've talked about it. Like that was my game of the year, but this was before we did reviews.
I think so. Yeah, you're right.
I think you should review that if you get a chance.
I will try. I will do my best. But I mean, this puts us in the same. Puts it in the same rough range as like Hades, Cyber Shadow. The games that we really love, and I really did love the Spider-Man game. There was a couple of things that held it back, but I mean, I could sit here and play it. Like when there was side quest stuff to do, I would sit at my desk at work and just like, I can't wait to get home and do side quest stuff, even though it doesn't matter. So that's why my rating is so high on this game.
Nice.
It is on the same barometer as the Arkham games, but it deserves a high ranking.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Good. Does that wrap it up?
Sounds like a play.
On the list. Is it worth buying at the current full price? Oh hell yeah. Go do it. If you have a PlayStation 5, or even if you have a PlayStation 4, get Marvel Spider-Man. The story is great. It's a lot of fun. It feels good. It's not perfect, but it's really, really good.
Feels good.
Nice.
Very
cool. All right, let's switch back over and continue with our series. We're getting towards the end of our series here.
I feel like we should pick apart the sections that are the series and compile it into one video. Also,
I could probably do that. Yeah,
that'd be cool. So we could hear the whole series in one.
Actually, that would kind of be cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So continuing the series that we've been doing, if you're just joining us now, is going through each generation of video game consoles and talking about the influence, talking about, which games aged the best, which consoles aged the best, so on and so forth. Like I said before, we're kind of getting close to current generations.
That being said, this was definitely one of those generations that had some not holding up.
Yes and no.
Some.
I don't know. I again, kind of like I've said this about like the PS2 generation. There's some games that you go back and play, and like let's say you're playing it through an emulator, and you're not hacking the game, you're just simply playing it at a higher resolution than was offered back then. And some of these games are on par with games that are coming out today as far as like how they look, So I actually do think that this is the generation where certainly there were still growing pains. But I think they were definitely getting the hang of 3D. You had better cameras. You had better, mechanics. People were really getting the hang of like the 2-stick controls and things like that. So
is now standard.
Yeah. So the generation we're talking about is the 7th gaming generation. This generation, we'll go through it. So this generation kicked off in 2005. Microsoft launches the Xbox 360.
Woo!
Now, this was, well, it wasn't the first console with HD ability. Technically, I think all of the consoles from the previous generation had HD ability, but it wasn't like a standard output. And this was the first generation that standardized like HDMI as your optimal output. Now, there certainly was a lot of component use. In fact, I think the 360 originally came with 2 different plugins for the back. You could do like the component RGB cables, or you could do HDMI.
There just wasn't a whole lot of TVs with HDMI in households at that point.
That's true. But this was, like I said, it was the first generation to kind of make that the new standard for games.
Very true.
The PlayStation 3 launched the following year, so that's 2006. It was marketed as like a supercomputer, and in fact, like people were buying. This was also when cryptocurrency first kind of started to show its face, and people were buying up PlayStation 3s to mine cryptocurrency in certain places, which is insane. And like making like supercomputers out of like, strapping a bunch of PS3s together. But it was also the first console to support Blu-ray playback, which was another big deal. Though while this was really cool, it caused the price to skyrocket. This console launched at $600.
Yeah.
That's more than the PS5.
I got mine for $150.
I got mine cheaper too, and they definitely lowered the price later on, but yeah, 600 was a hefty price tag for this machine at the time. Early PS3 models also had backwards compatibility, which was really cool, but that was later removed to save money and lower the price. Because it essentially had a whole PlayStation 2 built into it as well. But yeah, that was removed, unfortunately. I got mine like right after they removed it, which I was very bummed about. And then about a week after the PlayStation 3 release, Nintendo comes to the market with the Wii, which this time they took a completely different approach.
The gimmick move.
Yeah, they really kind of embraced, I want to say innovation, because I think
it's a party console.
Yeah, while I do think it's gimmicky, I think, to be nice, let's say innovation. And really, like, it did really change the way people looked at gaming. Nintendo knew they couldn't compete with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 in power. So they decided to do what Nintendo does best and come up with something new.
Yeah.
And
you go ahead.
No, say what you're going to say.
I was just saying, Nintendo. This is the generation that Nintendo decided to innovate every single one of their IPs in a different way than it has been before. Zelda, Mario, everything, including like sports. Wii Sports was like huge, dude. Family, co-op, and complete innovation of their entire IP. It was big for them. This is a huge generation. I think we were talking about it earlier, but like I played maybe more of this generation than any other before.
Yeah.
Or after.
Yeah. The Wii was also marketed as a gaming console for the whole family, as opposed to like the hardcore approach that Sony and Microsoft were really embracing at this time.
Yeah. There were Mii's, there were family avatars you could like, all play in this big pig.
In fact, I think this was the first generation we heard terms like hardcore gamer. And that came from the PlayStation and Xbox marketing.
Well, speedrunning, I knew about speedrunning since like...
Sure, I'm not saying there wasn't hardcore gaming before that, but this is like when people like were actually calling it that, you know.
It was on the tip of everybody's tongue. Like, whether you, like, in previous generations, the three of us would have been talking about hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
Sure.
But now, like, my mom's talking about hardcore.
I would say that this generation solidified games like Counter-Strike and Call of Duty, and these games became competitive. These were now like games that you could play reliably online in this generation. And that started this, the sweaty gaming, basically. It wasn't called that until like 2015, honestly, but this is the generation of competition, I think. This is probably where the seed of esports was planted.
Chamali brings up achievements. This is when we first started seeing achievements.
Trophies, completionist shit. Not just beating the game and collecting everything and knowing that you collected everything, but like getting accomplishments and the game showing you these achievements. Totally agree. That is new.
So I mean, with what Nintendo did with the Wii, this thing really kicked off. Not only was it less expensive, but it was more accessible to more people. And Sony and Microsoft both saw that success and tried coming out with their own kind of gimmicky, motion control things. The iToy and the Kinect. So the Kinect and then the iToy coupled with the PlayStation Move controllers. Were both actually really cool technology. But ultimately commercial failures because, people weren't buying the PlayStation and the Xbox for these gimmicks. They were playing, doing it for Halo or Killzone or, whatever, the big game on that was, that hardcore experience. So I don't know. I think
this is also actually, I would say this is the generation that absolutely carved out the big three, and where before we had maybe some stragglers, this is like 100% solidified. Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony, and no other competitors at this point. These are the big dogs. You cannot compete with them.
Absolutely.
To that regard, it solidified each company's stamp of what they look like. Xbox is going for online social community, and it's going for like this big, like using online features and stuff like that. Sony, hardcore as fuck. It's going for like everything's M-rated, pretty much like hardcore IPs. Nintendo, family friendly and innovating all of their fun, like old stuff. And like Nintendo always does the same stuff and in a different way. So like you see the company and your mind is like, Nintendo, okay, well, I have kids. So yes, them. Or like, well, I'm a bachelor. Like, I love blowing zombies' brains out. So, yeah, of course, I'm getting a PS3. Or like, oh, all my friends are in other states. So, yeah, I'm going to get an Xbox because Xbox Live is pretty dope. So, it's definitely like they all became synonymous with their own communities at this point.
Yeah.
I think that was pretty cool. And they started blending together. This is when I started playing Sony games more and accepting Sony. I'm no longer hating on other companies as much. I tried Xbox. I just didn't, but like they all kind of became more accessible, I feel like at this point. Anyway.
It wasn't without controversy. As you guys remember, the PS3 was marketed as the always online console, and early strategies suggested the machine would not only have to be connected to the internet all the time, but would restrict the reselling of games.
I remember that.
That caused a huge stink. And even though Microsoft had a similar plan, they saw what Sony did and kind of double backed and like we're like, hey, we're not doing that. Come to our console. On top of that, they had Xbox Live, which was such a game changer. Like Xbox if you compare Xbox Live to any other online offering at the time, it's not even a contest.
I would agree.
So Sony took a big hit for that, though ultimately, and we'll talk about this in a minute, they did outsell the Xbox, which is interesting. I think that's due to international markets.
Well, I wonder also, like, and I'll have to check this when you guys are talking, but like, I don't remember the 360 being able to play Blu-rays.
It didn't. It couldn't.
It cannot, and that was actually a massive selling point of the PS3 as well. This was a Blu-ray player.
So I think people who are looking for a Blu-ray player were like, "Oh, I'm just going to go buy a PS3."
Yeah,
because they're already like $200. You might as well pay $300 more and get a gaming console too. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think that had something to do with it also.
Yeah,
I'd agree.
for sure.
I agree. Nintendo still can't play DVDs at this point, or the next gen, or the next
Hilarious.
gen, or now currently.
Console sales.
Well,
yes, bring it. I know who won.
Yeah. So like I mentioned before,
Josh,
the PS3 did
Finally.
manage to outsell the
King
360, but barely. The 360 sold 84 million units, which is not something. Yeah, it's respectable for sure.
It is respectable.
The PS3 sold 87.4 million
That is
units.
also respectable.
Also respectable. However,
roll up your sleeves, boys.
the Wii came out swinging with 101.63 million units.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah. Nintendo finds themselves back on top after kind of a while of,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say scraping by, but they were definitely.
Since the Super Nintendo / N64 beginning of that era, they haven't really been on top.
Yeah,
they weren't on top during the 64 era.
No, that's what I know. But the beginning, their hardware was impressive.
Sure.
And other consoles maybe. But the Super Nintendo was really, the last time they were king.
So that's to be honest, I didn't have a lot of time to really dig in too much with research on this generation, though. This, like Zach had pointed out earlier, this is the generation where we were all kind of on our own at this point. So we're all very familiar with this generation.
College and late high school into adulthood is this generation, for us at least.
What seems like some of the greatest longevity of
I know it did, didn't it?
It may not have actually, but it felt like it
It really did feel like it, right?
Yeah, I got the PS3 at the very end of its life
if you think
cycle.
about
I played it for years. I was like,
I was playing Destiny on the Xbox 360, if that tells you anything.
Yeah, that's insane.
Right? So, like, for a long time, I was playing Destiny on the Xbox 360. So,
I mean, I still, to this day, my default controller for my computer is a 360 controller.
I upgraded to a 1, but I did use a 360.
I have one. I just like, why upgrade? This one works great.
Yeah.
I got a backup.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What is your first memory of a Gen 7 console, and what was it? Let's start with Zach.
Okay, so this may actually.
I could just see him.
I know, right?
I'm so excited.
My favorite memory of any, favorite video game memory, bar none. When the Wii came out, it was the middle. It was right before Christmas vacation, my freshman year of college, and we all wanted one. The whole dorm floor wanted one. Not a single person could get in a pre-order. The nearest Walmart to us was 45 minutes to the west, and that was pretty much the only option we had. There were a couple of other Walmarts further away, and we called all of them. I mean, everybody wanted one, and we even we were bored one week there on launch, the day before launch, and we are like, let's drive out and see if they've got one that wasn't pre-ordered or like a last minute cancel or something like that. No, not a chance. And they were all like special sales events, like we're going to be open at 1 o'clock in the morning to sell these or whatever. And so it was 1 o'clock in the morning. We drove to Walmart. Nothing, not a chance. Out of pure stupidity, I guess, we pulled into Kmart.
Yo.
Yep.
I miss Kmart.
Kmart.
Totally dark, not even the
that
street
blue light special, son.
And we walked up as they were closing for the night, and they were like, are you going to have Nintendo Wii? And they're like, yeah, we're going to have them. There was no pre-order for it. You come back at 7 o'clock in the morning, you'll get one, but you can't stay here. And we're like, well, okay. So we drove the car around the corner until the last car was out of the Kmart parking lot, pulled back into the parking lot, ran an extension cord. Actually, sorry, on our way out of the Kmart in the first place, we bought an extension cord. We ran the extension cord out the window. Now, bearing in mind, it's like 20 degrees below zero where we were. And we had the window cracked, and we would occasionally turn the car on just to keep it warm. We had so many blankets we could barely move in the car. And we opened up a laptop and watched like dumb British comedy all night to make sure we were the first ones in line. Someone showed up at about 5:45 and they were like, "Are you guys here for you're here for the Wii, aren't you?" And we're like, "Yeah, of course we are." There's still not a soul in this parking lot other than us. Nobody knew about it.
That's good.
And they were, "All right, hang on." And they walked inside and on a sticky note wrote "first in line" and handed it to us. And they were like, "Go get some sleep. Don't worry, it'll be here when you get back."
What?
Like,
that's lame.
Really? For real? Like you couldn't have done that last night and sent us back
awesome.
to Potsdam?
Like, just sell it to me right now, though.
Right?
Yeah.
And
That's
so
the only
it
thing.
was
What is this?
some
Song and dance?
absolute goofy nonsense. We went to McDonald's, got some breakfast, and came back, at 7.
No
got
sleep.
Yeah, we got a little bit of sleep, but
Yeah.
I mean, we were so excited, like who's sleeping, right?
Who could sleep?
But then we brought it back, plugged it all up. We were all so tired, we didn't even bother to play it. We just plugged it in and went to sleep.
That's hilarious.
And then we woke up the next afternoon, and I then threw my shoulder out playing Wii Baseball.
Oh no!
You gotta get that Tommy John surgery.
Yeah, right. So that is, as far as I can tell, the first documented Wii injury.
That's
Oh
hilarious.
yeah, my TV had an injury like that.
Oh, I'm sure. So that is my favorite story of a Gen 7 console.
Josh, same question. What was your
That's
your
probably
first?
the story I'm gonna tell. Actually,
Yeah, that's fine.
So this gen was really a special one. This was I got the Wii, of course. This was the first time I couldn't get a console on launch day. It was fucked up. My family gave me they all gave me gift cards for my birthday and Christmas and shit, and I saved them for the Wii so I could get it at GameStop, and I had enough, and they just never came in, and I called every fucking day to every GameStop, and eventually one was there. Few weeks, maybe a month later, it was annoying how long I had to wait. And I don't know how I got there. Probably just hitched a ride, but I got it. And then what was the first game I played on the Wii? Oh my God. It's been so long. So anyway, probably Wii Sports. So I'll just go straight to the memory, I guess. For Wii Sports, I definitely broke my parents' TV by accident by playing boxing, and it flew out of my hand. And I had the strap on, but because of my proximity, it still was a snap, a quick snap, and the controllers are indestructible, I might say, but not the TV.
That's why we got those goofy rubber padded condoms for the controllers.
Yeah, exactly. I had that. I think this was the most fun generation in so long. The Wii really was exciting, and Wii Sports alone is testament to that. The other fun game aside from the Mario games, which I played through college, Galaxy and Galaxy 2 are incredible. I think Galaxy 2 is in the top 3 best Mario games of all time. It is absolutely incredible, and it pushes the boundaries of what the Wii can do in a lot of cool ways. Skyward Sword, it revolutionized Zelda. Really amazing in that way.
I really love that game. I know that game gets a lot of flack. I played the rematch. Well, I played both. The original version I did not finish because
you played them back to back.
Yeah, and then I played the remaster on the Switch, and I freaking loved it. I really do think that game is fantastic.
I agree,
probably the best story in a Zelda game.
I agree. Yeah, I cried the first time I beat that. I was like, wow, this game is just so beautifully done. They really put an emphasis on a lot of their Nintendo's still going for longevity, family fun, co-op gaming, all that. You see his thing.
Yeah.
But this was also the first generation I purchased a non-Nintendo console. So I decided to get a PlayStation 3 as well towards the end of its life cycle. So I think in 2011 is when I graduated college, and then got it for $150 from my friend's brother, who was just trying to get rid of it. He's asking 100, but he has a guy asking 200. I was like, I'll give him 150 right fucking now. I don't care. And then I proceeded to play every game I had ever missed out on that Sony had ever produced. And I played so much Sony games, and from Final Fantasy 7 all the way up to God of War 3. And I love a lot of it. And that's why I'm kind of sad about current God of War. It's just not the same. but it is a little. I know it's different though. What do I have to say though? Yeah, this was a really good generation. There's just a lot of different type of gaming packed into it. You know, the online thing was cool. Like being able to do all that was Nintendo not quite there yet with the online, but we had the eShop and we had backwards compatibility with the Wii. You had the Wii and the GameCube, and then you had the N64, Super Nintendo, and NES as well online. And this is the first time I played Chrono Trigger, a fucking $200 game that I couldn't purchase at the time. So it's like, wow, this is cool. I didn't know backwards compatibility was like a thing like this because I didn't have a computer at the time, and a lot of my friends didn't know how to emulate and stuff like that. So, and we totally don't do that because it's super illegal. But it was cool. So I don't know. And yeah, the Game Boy Advance was running rampant. This was a good gen. Yeah. Aside from, Halo, I didn't care for. But anyway.
That's hilarious.
But I thought that Halo bettered itself in this gen over the last
Sure,
gen,
yeah.
in my opinion. I thought that watching it,
Halo 3 was one of my most played games, only because, not because I liked it, but, it's fine. I've never been a huge Halo fan, but that's like the number one game most of my friends played. So definitely a lot of Halo 3 was played back then.
Yeah, I have a friend that almost got a divorce because of Halo.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and I don't even have to explain why. He just like wouldn't stop playing.
My buddy Bacon, who
they're still together and have 2 kids, by the way. But that did almost happen actually.
I think I told you the story of my friend Bacon, who was so competitive at Halo 2 that he dropped out of college and then stayed at college.
Oh shit,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. And this again, was the high competitive. Like I had a friend who was a pro Halo team player.
I had a friend too.
You can make money. You can now make money playing video games. That was not a thing before. Like before it was like charity events and speed running like expos, and like there was no money in it though. Aside from like Magic, which is a tabletop game, but like,
even that didn't start to have money in it until
I remember my Nintendo Power started being like $10,000 scholarships for this Magic tournament, and now it's like $50,000 pot of cash if you win this Magic tournament.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's very, I think 100,000 for the GP actually, absolutely nuts.
For me, my first Gen 7 experience. I told this story last week, so I'll keep it shorter. But essentially my PlayStation died, and I was not in a good place in my life, and my PS2 that is, and I needed a distraction badly. And so I sold almost all of my current gaming equipment that I had, to my regret. That included my Sega Saturn and my Sega Nomad, which I regret to this day.
Selling your Super Nintendo?
I did not sell my Super Nintendo. No, I still have.
Of course not. I was about to say, like, it's not even an option.
Yeah. Well, that was at my brother's house, and actually still is at my brother's house.
Good.
But
no one can sell it.
Yeah. But yeah, I did sell those, and I bought a 360, and I could only afford one game, and I got Gears of War, because that's what my friend was playing at the time, and I just played the shit out of that for a while until I could afford other games, But yeah, I mean, and it really did, this is not, well, I don't know. It's hard to say. Retrospectively, at the time, I do think that because of Xbox Live and things like that this was probably the strongest console of the generation. Retrospectively, I think other consoles have better games. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's my favorite console, but it was definitely good. And like I said, it got me through one of the hardest times of my life. So, that's meaningful as hell to me. So, next question, boys. What other consoles did you play during this generation, or what were your next experiences? Obviously, at this point, we're probably all playing all the consoles, right? But do you have any other significant experiences that you want to talk about that weren't on your like main console from that generation?
I mean,
yeah, Josh, go ahead.
The Game Boy Advance is really like that for me. Like it tiptoed in. And then once I got
technically Game Boy Advance was the previous generation, by the way.
Technically so, but this
was DS generation.
Was it the DS?
Mhm.
Oh, okay, well then, yeah, the DS actually. I actually got that like launch week also, and that was the initiation into handheld games becoming like home console games, in my opinion. I saw the DS and I was like, this is an N64 in my hands. I literally got Super Mario 64 on it,
And that had
and
multiplayer on
that
it
had
and other
multiplayer.
characters. It's so
Same
cool.
with Metroid Hunters and
Dude, that was like, dude,
very
Metroid
good
Hunters,
game. Yeah.
the online on that game was like Halo in your hands.
Incredible.
It was so
Yeah.
good. The one
Not only
drawback is you
that-
had to aim with the stylus,
Yeah,
but
I
like
agree.
if you had the right claw grip, it was very effective.
It just
you know?
felt
It
like
felt great. The
it felt
multiplayer was so
really-
fun.
It felt like we were at a point where when things transition into this realm, like it's just amazing to play it regardless of what it is. Like,
Mhm.
and so like when I played Metroid on a handheld, Metroid Prime basically in a handheld for the first time, I was like, that's
So good.
incredible. That's so good. And same with Mario. I was like, wow, Mario 64, like in my hands. The games that really like I loved though, like the WarioWare games. I have
Yeah.
such good experience with that, like the really good stylus games like Kirby Canvas Curse. And dude, yeah. On
Well,
the
even
Wii also, that WarioWare. I love that game. Yeah. What do you say?
Brain Age, dude.
Brain Age, actually. I literally played the shit out of that.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
was like a cerebral cortex stimulating game. And they literally like would give you all sorts of shit to like keep your brain from rotting, and I should still be playing that.
Hilarious.
Those are really fun. Actually, the Switch one did just come out.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw Neil Patrick Harris in a commercial watching or playing that with his family.
Nice.
Yeah.
Zach,
so,
what about
yeah.
you, man?
What about Zach?
And
So
what are your
this
other?
This was the generation for the longest time. Now, again, I think this one seems to have more, I guess, perceived longevity to us, just because of the time of our lives that it came out.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, this was the generation where I was just in full Josh mode. Like Nintendo was the god, and I didn't want to touch anything else. Like if you were an Xbox player, you were scum. If you're a PlayStation player, I don't care about you. Like I just wanted to play Nintendo stuff.
That does sound exactly like
There
what
was
Josh
some
was saying.
amazing Nintendo games were absolutely astonishing at this point, though.
Right, because they had this really rad control scheme, and like this is something we've never seen before.
Yeah.
And I wasn't, and also like I was super into PC gaming at that point too. So I was like, PC Master Race, the whole 9 yards.
That's when it started.
If I'm gonna play a console game, it's gonna be Nintendo.
Yeah, that's kind of it's still my philosophy.
Well, so I eventually, mostly because my brother, of all people, bought one, I started playing 360 games because it was the very beginning of my brother and I are starting to get along. We're starting to be civil to each other. And again, Xbox Live allowed us to play together limitedly. It was mostly, I don't even remember what it was. But like, I honestly think it might've been Space Marine even. Space Marine multiplayer is absolute crap. It's terrible. But for the first time in my life, I got my brother calling me and saying, "Hey, I want to play games with you.
Yeah.
You're better at games than I am. Teach me, sir." And, it was that was really nice. PlayStation, like I was also starting to realize that my hands up until PS5 did not agree with the PlayStation controller.
Mm-hmm.
Like my thumbs had,
the
my
early
hands,
PlayStation controllers sucked.
right? And also like I have stupid long fingers, and I play with like the inside of my thumbs, so they're always smashing against each other. There's not enough room on that controller to move the sticks appropriately. So I was just like, I don't want to play this. The Xbox 360 controller is the first time since Super Nintendo that the controller is actually comfortable. GameCube, I guess, is fine.
I love the GameCube though.
I do love the GameCube controller, but like, first notable, like this is where my hands go to this controller and they gravitate toward their position. Perfect. I don't have to think about it. So yeah, I played a lot of 360, not very much PlayStation, a ton of Wii.
Ton of Wii.
Yeah.
Wii Sports, I think I put like 1,000 hours into, honestly, like absolutely year of like years straight.
So for me, like I mentioned before, I played a lot of most of the consoles. Actually, the console I played the least of was the Wii, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I really did not like the Wii. And there's certainly exceptions to that rule. There are some great games on there, but I was very unimpressed with the Wii. But I would say probably my second Gen 6 experience, outside of the Xbox 360 was with the Wii. I was at Micro Center. I don't remember what I was getting. I was probably picking up some memory or hard drive or something like that. And they had one on demo, and they had Wii Sports. And at this time, I was like really, really in deep with martial arts. And so I hopped into the boxing, and I started boxing like a boxer.
Oh no!
I was so incredibly unimpressed with the Wii boxing.
Oh yeah,
because it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, it was awful, and I was like, this console is ass.
I know. When I learned how to actually play like baseball, I got so good at it.
Well,
I broke all the games.
I later learned, there's, very minimal, movement that you really need to do. Like I became really good at Wii bowling by just a little flick and a twist of your wrist. And you get the little flick twist, and you get that strike every time.
I love it.
But
they also you could also. There's the other strategy was to just launch the ball as far as you could. And
I bowled a 300. I think I bowled a few 300s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone, right?
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Probably. I think it's not as impressive in Wii as it is in real life.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But like I said,
I love that whole game.
I wasn't super impressed with the Wii. I still am not really in love with the Wii. I did eventually get a PS3 when I moved to Nashville. And I loved my PS3, but it ultimately was mostly a Blu-ray and Netflix machine.
Eventually, that's what it becomes eventually.
Yeah,
the PC is right there.
But I do still love that console.
It's gonna stop the PS5 from becoming that.
So far the PS5 is an amazing console to play on. It's my preferred gaming machine currently.
Damn.
Yeah. In fact, I have a PC that's totally capable of playing any game on the market right now. But I prefer to get the games for the PlayStation 5 for two reasons. Number one, I as much as I like mouse and keyboard, I feel more in touch with a game when I'm playing on a controller.
Yeah,
agreed.
The PlayStation 5 controller is the best controller that's ever been made so far. And the graphics are just as good, if not better, than playing on my computer. And when I'm streaming it, it's not bogging down my computer, so I don't have to limit my gaming experience in order to have a good stream. So,
it's very true.
Yeah, so that's kind of the big reason why that's my favorite right now. But like I said, the PS3 does hold a special place. Though I was unlucky, and I got my PS3 right after they took the PlayStation 2 backwards compatibility out of it. Yeah, which was a huge bummer for me. But because I kept most of my, even though my PS2 died long before that, I kept most of my games. Got one of them right here. Can't see it because the green screen, Sword of the Samurai. That's Kengo 2. Because I loved them so much, and I was hoping to be able to play them again. But yeah. Anyway, let's move on. What console / games held up the best from this generation, and why?
Easy.
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy 2. I knew you were gonna do that.
You think so? Zach, you go ahead and take it.
I was actually going to say Mario Galaxy.
Really?
The game is great. I love that game, and when it was re-released on, and like part of that maybe is the memory that I have attached to it. My roommate Scott played, most of that game, and I would be just player 2 grabbing the star bits. But it was so chill and so pretty, and really defined what 3D Mario could be.
Mm-hmm.
We'd had Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, but Galaxy just felt so smooth and so unique.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like back to basics Mario in so many ways,
Yeah.
while also being this wild and crazy romp through the galaxy. So yeah, I definitely think Mario Galaxy is on that list. Gears, though, I mean, for me, like, come on, it wouldn't be me if I didn't mention Gears here.
Sure.
And that's 1, 2, and 3. Judgment can go out with the bathwater, but like Gears 3 especially, that's horde mode. That's where we learned how to play cooperative multiplayer Gears.
It's true.
I
even played that.
Yeah,
with my friends.
Yeah, horde mode is still to this day. Gears 3 horde mode is the best horde.
That was literally what we played.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's so good.
And Gears 2, like and 3.
Gears 2 was fine, but it was just a little odd. And
my friends were slow to upgrade.
Yeah, well, that's fair. Like, Gears 1 got remastered for Xbox One, and it was great, if a little bit easier.
Yeah,
but the fact that horde mode wasn't in it made it forgettable.
Mm-hmm.
We still wanted to go back and play Gears 3 because, it had horde mode. So it's really those games that just taught us how to play games again and how to enjoy games when now our friend group is scattered all across the country.
Yeah,
that's when it happened.
Because we've transitioned from high school couch co-op to college online play, and the timing happened to line up exactly perfectly with us leaving our homes and still wanting to stay in touch with everybody. It's the same time frame as Facebook is becoming big. This is all that stuff lined up and made online gaming possible from the console and not just from the PC. So
none of it's by accident.
Exactly.
They know their demographic. They know that we're parents now and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
So now we're starting to see.
Yeah, they know how to aim properly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think the two for me are Mario Galaxy and Gears 3.
Nice.
That's amazing.
Josh, what about you, man? What held up the best to you? I feel like yours is going to be similar, but go ahead and add to it what you can.
I'll do a quickie. I'll give PlayStation a shout out and say God of War is on this list. God of War 3, in my opinion, is one of my favorite games, actually. It's in my top 100, I'd say. And that's probably what sticks so hard for me about like transitioning to the new God of Wars. It's a Breath of the Wild to me. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just, to me, I'm so used to their older formula is what it is.
Yeah.
And I really liked how it was like puzzling and all that shit. But that one stands out hard. I played the shit out of God of War 3 over and over again. And Uncharted are also cool. Small shout out to them. Mario Galaxy 2, I consumed this game. I got every green star, and this is like one of the best Mario experiences, and I personally think still holds up. I think Mario Galaxy 2 on the Wii holds up better than Mario Galaxy 1 on the Switch. No joke. It is that good. Although I think that Mario Galaxy 1 holds up really good. I do think that the controls were tweaked very well for the Switch. So I think that Galaxy 2 didn't have any of that. It felt much tighter right off the bat. So that's why I was a little sad they didn't even acknowledge it in the Mario timeline for the Mario 35, whatever, the 3-pack. They gloss over Mario Galaxy 2 completely. They just go Mario Galaxy and then they go to whatever the next one is after Galaxy 2. 3D World or whatever. What was I going to say? WarioWare was a big one. I really enjoyed the shit out of that game. But
WarioWare holds up super well because it's so stylized. You know, we talk about that a lot on this. Like, that's a timeless game.
Timeless. But the game that stands out and holds up the best is Wii Sports. That game is... I'm not even joking at all. I'm not joking.
Okay,
I see sports, baby.
I see what he's saying. Like,
you see what I'm saying about it, though.
You get a group of people together and say, "Hey, I got a Wii."
Yep.
It's gonna be one of two.
Let's play tennis.
Wii Sports or Mario Kart.
Or Mario Kart. I will say, also honorary shout out to Smash Bros. Brawl for being the first like competitive Smash Bros. Game. I thought Melee really didn't like shine until like now, and it was like it's still super underground. So like this is the first like competitive casual game that Nintendo made. But truly, I think that he's right. Wii Sports is one of those games that just like sticks in your mind. And if your friend, you see a Wii controller right there, and you know you're gonna be like, you want to fucking play bowling or something? Like it's just such an instinctual like. For me, like that was such a iconic game for that time that like I would pick it up right now. I have 2 copies of it actually. I don't know why, but
Actually,
I think it was in a Wii that I bought. I have 3 Wiis because I have 2 not hacked Wiis and 1 not hacked Wii. So, I think 1 came with Wii Sports. But yeah, I gotta go with that. But like the real game is really like, oh what? Yes, gifted sub.
Thank you so
much. The real
much.
game would be like Mario Galaxy 2. I could play that any day of the week. Absolutely flawless game design. Insane.
Where are you at with this?
Yeah, we're Paul with this. Obviously Mario Galaxy
2. While I probably played the most Xbox 360 this generation, I really think PlayStation, while it wasn't as popular in the States because of like the online and things like that as the 360 was, and obviously we know that the Wii won this generation in sales. I think the PlayStation 3 in general holds up better and has better looking and better playing games than either of the other two consoles. And it also, this is the generation when PlayStation really like found their niche, right? They found like how to do these like really incredible like single player narrative driven games. Like you mentioned, Last of Us, Uncharted, God of War, Journey, the Metal Gear games, like
Titanfall and shit, like
Resistance, Killzone, Killzone 2,
Red Dead 2.
Red Dead, I mean, that was on the 360 as well. Red Dead 1 was, or Red Dead Redemption was.
That's what it was. They changed it up.
The Ratchet and Clank, like they really kind of found that niche. That PlayStation still to this day really excels at.
This is when they started to machine gun out games though at the same time. Like there were all as many good games and IPs as they started to have stick. There were just as many sliding down the wall, I think.
Sure, I think that happened to all the consoles, right? I mean, especially Wii. Wii's got the most shovelware of any console ever.
You might be right. Shovelware.
Yeah. But to me, like I said, even though this was not the necessarily the most popular console, even to myself at the time, I think that it holds up the best, and I think its games hold up the best out of anything. Freaking Demon Souls, man, come on. The original
Demon Souls. I got that. That was like one of the first games I got on the PS3, and I played it for the afternoon. It like came with the PS3, I think, actually. And
did you throw your PS3 out the window?
I brought it. Oh, I think I would just return. Like my friend gave it to me, but I still was able to like return it to GameStop because I had the box. Yeah. And he was like, "Yeah, I can't beat this." I traded in for Dragon Age, which I also didn't like.
Yeah, I love Demon Souls, and that
I just
game.
Couldn't play it. I wasn't used to that.
Exactly. When I wasn't, dude. I played those games with a friend back in the day. And he kind of dragged me through stuff, but like, holy cow, man, I didn't learn how to play Souls games until this last year.
Yeah,
like it's wild.
I think we're getting our easiest Souls game coming up here.
I think so
this
too.
is going to be the most accessible, which is kind of why
that's what a lot of people are saying. Yeah.
I think that's exciting though, because you can probably up the difficulty. I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. Final question, overall influence of this generation. Take it away, Josh.
Overall influence of this generation? I would say it is probably togetherness, I would say. Wii has the family aspect. Everyone's playing together, couch co-op still. There's a lot of innovation with the games to kind of get people into it as a family. Xbox is hitting the online, and Sony's hitting the online. Free online on the PS3, may I add, also. I think for at least most of its life cycle.
It was the whole life cycle on the PS3. It was kind of shitty online, but it was free.
I didn't have anything crazy, and I never found like, you know what I mean? Like I never did like true online, I guess. But some Call of Duty shit, like Black Ops and stuff, and that was fine.
Dude, underrated, the most underrated online shooter, Killzone 2, freaking
Oh, Killzone
phenomenal
2 is
online.
good.
Freaking
I actually want to
phenomenal.
give another honorary shout out to Black Ops 2 now that I mentioned it, because Nuketown and zombie mode. Like, I put hundreds of hours into that with my homies. We literally had a zombie drinking game. We called it like zinking, basically, because we're idiots. Yeah, and like every time you open a mystery box, every time you're downed, every time you revive someone, these are all drinks. Every time
so
you
you're
get a power up,
just
blacking
drinking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no.
The mystery box is the worst. Anytime anyone hits the mystery box, you have to drink. It's like an insane amount of drinking. I would do it again.
That's crazy.
No, that was like 25-year-old,
Yeah.
23-year-old Josh, even. Like, shit. Oh my god.
Yeah.
We're not in our 20s anymore, guys.
Yeah, I'm realizing how long ago that was now. Oof.
Zach, do you have anything to add to that overall influence?
No, I think Josh absolutely nailed it. The fact that every console is finding its players and finding and players are finding their console too, and it's
Yeah.
they're still fighting about it.
Yeah.
Because people will fight that the sky is red if you let them.
This was when South Park dropped that episode where the president of Sony and the president of Xbox and Bill Gates like fought to the death. Remember that? Anyway?
I sure do.
It was like the red.
I'm not a South Park guy, but yeah,
but this was it was a total war, the gaming war.
I think the fact that Nintendo kind of let Wii go for a long, long time, even after Wii U was out. And I mean, to this day, people still bring a Wii around sometimes. I'm pretty sure my sister still has theirs.
Sure, I know a lot of people that still rock a Wii. Yeah,
like I think my eldest niece has the Wii plugged in. Yeah, bully for you, Josh.
It is.
I'm pretty sure I might actually be Tegan. It might be my middle niece has the Wii still plugged in her room.
Nice.
She could use the Switch, but why bother when the youngest can play with that? Sure. She can still have a boatload of fun playing Mario Galaxy or Wii Sports. So these consoles, these ones in particular, have staying power, even well beyond their lifespan.
I think that the hardware doesn't have staying power, though. That's
the thing. The hardware.
That's the issue with this gen.
Yeah, it's true. The hardware does not.
But I would agree.
It's almost which Nintendo kind of bucked. I think 360s and PS3s are dead at this point, mostly. But the fact that a Wii,
I've got a PS3 that still works.
I know, but I'm not saying unilaterally. I'm just saying in general. I think the fact that a good portion of Wii's still hold up and you can still play GameCube games at this point and really enjoy yourself on it is like that's saying a lot.
I have 1 out of 3 Wiis that actually plays discs.
Again, this one's always the toughest, because you guys do such a good job of summing things up. But like, I think instead of saying the overall influence on this one, I'm going to just point out the 2 most influential things that I would say about this. You've got with Xbox, you've got Xbox Live, which really set the standard for online gaming.
And paved the way for Game Pass.
Yeah.
I mean, it had to.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, especially like they started doing games with gold where they're giving away free games.
It kind of just transitioned. Yep.
And they evolved that into Game Pass. And then with the Wii, despite my distaste for the system, it really reinvigorated the market when it comes to innovation. Yep. Like I said, even though there wasn't any staying power with the Kinect or with the Sony Move or PlayStation Move stuff,
get the fuck up.
It got them to think about that and start innovating, and you still see some aspects of that, right? Like the PlayStation VR uses the Sony Move or the PlayStation Move remotes, So some big influences there, and yeah, like you guys said, you summed it up really well. So, but I would say those are the 2 biggest influences that we got from that generation.
I'd agree. Yeah, it had been super stagnant until like since like the NES with all those like weird auxiliary pieces. No
Sure.
other console had dared to do a glove or a motion or gyroscopics. Gyroscopics have existed, and it's so genius now. Everyone uses them.
Yeah.
And the Switch does it beautifully. I think like Breath of the Wild has really nice gyroscopics. Actually,
we were talking about the Power Glove a couple weeks ago.
Oh my god!
Days later, Good Mythical Morning procured one.
What?
And they were trying to play a game with the Power Glove, and it was an absolute nightmare.
It's not great. It's a glove.
Pretty bad.
So
did you guys watch? There's a new Christmas movie called 8-Bit Christmas.
Oh no!
It's pretty good actually. I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. But
February.
One of the things that yeah, it's February. But I mean, this came out around Christmas time. I watched it around Christmas time.
Okay, that's fair.
But one of the things that they're all stoked about is the Power Glove, and they get it and they hook it up, and this guy's like talking all this shit like he's gonna destroy everyone in the game with the Power Glove, and it ends up being a piece of shit like it was. It was hilarious. Anyway, check that out. But
I digress.
Yeah.
The movie no one knows.
Anywho.
Oh wait, you said 8-Bit Christmas.
Anyone have any closing statements or any closing thoughts about this generation?
It was a great gen that was completely surpassed by all future gens. As amazing as it was, and as much as the games do stand out, and this gen did leave a landmark, it's more brick and mortar, I would say, for future gens. Nintendo understands how to make its games now wholly. Like, it's incredible how their games are now flawless. They're like, you can expect it. Sony, you can expect their IPs to be flawless as well. Like, so everything kind of moved forward gradually, and PS4, Xbox One, and the Wii U into Switch, I would say. Like, that's not the same gen, but you know what I mean? Like, really picked up the pace. So it was good.
The last thing I'll say on this that just popped into my head that I realized is this generation kind of created a critical flaw in console gaming. And that is because so many games are now reliant on online connectivity.
Yeah.
Going back, it's not like keeping your Super Nintendo or your PlayStation 1 or even your PlayStation 2 or your GameCube, right?
Some of these games you can't keep.
Going back to almost any game worth playing on the Xbox 360 is next to impossible now, because those servers aren't online. There's certainly, I think Nintendo does a really good job of insulating themselves from this problem. I think PlayStation 3 in that generation did a decent job of it.
For the most part,
but going forward, I think that most game consoles are going to suffer this consequence.
This is an issue. This is especially a concern for me with the Switch online membership thing that it gives you. These are 100 games that I own until the server is no longer supported, and then we just hope the next gen gives you the same thing. But each gen is different. We don't have the eShop anymore on any of these consoles. Like, there's Game Pass and there's these things, but it's not quite the same. You don't always get exactly the same thing. So you're like hoping that your next gen just gives you what you need. That's why Nintendo really is good at insulating themselves on that, like with remakes and with things being all physical. So
I just realized
that's how you save it.
How long we've been going?
Yeah. Let's wrap it up, boys. Let's get out of here. All right. Thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. This was an awesome show. Had a lot of fun. Don't forget to check out. Oh, he already did it. Very cool.
There's the social.
If you're watching us live, you're on my Twitch channel. I stream on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturdays we do a special Samurai stream. It's Samurai Saturday. We always play a Samurai game, and then we're back here for the podcast on Sundays. If you're watching it on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. But mostly just share it, guys. That's really the most important thing for us. And you can yell at me on Twitter if you want. It's right there below me, at Ryugami-sama. Josh, where can we find you, man?
Find me at Lord Yeshua and Lord Yeshua TTV on all my bullshit. Probably catch me streaming Elden Ring if my computer doesn't explode from it. I'd like to play that game live. I think that sounds fun.
That'd be cool.
And that's it for me. I really want to eat a pizza. I bought 2 and I'm gonna eat a whole one right now.
Sweet. Zach, what about you, man?
You can find me staring at the backside of my eyelids. No, sorry.
Pretty much. We never go this long.
I
Except
know.
this series.
This
we do
series
go
has
long
got us
now.
going long, yeah.
Yeah, which is what we enjoy it at least.
Yeah.
You can find me at twitch.tv/another letdown. I will be live on Wednesday this week doing some more Spider-Man stuff, working through the DLC, and I don't know that we'll get into Miles Morales this week, but certainly next time. And then Saturday, Paul's brother Adam and I will be back painting miniatures. I've got Mr. Freeze and Hush on the ballot tonight or this week.
Cool.
Very exciting.
All right. Once again, have a good night. Thank you guys. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye. See ya.